Hello, it's Ruben from Rice Digital. Welcome everyone to Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk. This is going to be a first hour-ish, so let's just jump in, shall we? It's part of the Automate, I don't know how to pronounce that, series from Idea Factory of 3 different Otome games. Otome. Sorry, my pronunciation of Japanese is terrible. But yeah, this is the 3rd of the series, so let's just jump in, shall we? Just go straight in. It's great. Male and female names. Jed, I guess, is fine. Yep, I'm fine with this. Start with male name Jed and female name AR. Yes. Turn on protagonist's voice. Do I put the protagonist's voice on? No. Because if I want to, I can just read out the stuff. That'd be easier. So yeah, prologue. Oh, I'm so glad I moved the camera. It's a flower. Oh, pretty. I like the art style already. I like it. Spun around, twirling the skirt she made for me. Hem of my skirt puffed out like the petals of a flower. Even though it was childish, new clothes always put me in high spirits. I don't care about that being childish. I bought new clothes last weekend. Love it. Made me feel so good. The sunshine and the flowers around me filled me with cheer. A rainbow of colour grew up out of the flower beds nearby. When the snow fell, my father would take care of them. It's so warm today, the flowers are blooming, and they're like... I couldn't think of what to say. I wondered why. Pretty? There's like 3 million words you could use then. Right, mother. I turned around, but no one was there. What? So it's... What? A sudden gust forced my eyes closed. All of the Automate stuff just start like Atami stuff, like, because this is only my like 2nd or 3rd game. Do they all start with some sort of really dark twist, like this, for instance, with her parents going missing and it going black all of a sudden? Well, that's mean. I thought she looked very pretty. Don't tell her that. Like, don't insinuate that she's wearing crappy clothes. Oh, there you go. She's actually being nice. That's good. That's much better than the alternative of what I thought it could have been. Okay, now you're just being creepy. I've realised I stopped reading out the things. I really should read out the things. Oh, wow. Your bright red witch's eye, that is. Those are some boobs. Bright red witch's eye. And she's bleeding from one eye, by the looks of things. That's good. That's always a good sign. My hand instinctively went up to cover my right eye. It was hot. My eye was burning up. Well, literally burning up. It burned a bright red. Was my eye on fire? Was everything I saw on fire? I couldn't tell. A feeling of being incinerated was enveloping my body. It is because you are a witch. Another voice. I look up in haste. A crowd of people surrounded me. I knew these faces well. These people were supposed to be close to me. But I couldn't remember. Who were they? Who were any of them? The witch, the ominous being that will bring disaster to this town. That's how you've tricked us all this time. If only you hadn't been born with that red eye. Death to the witch. Okay, wow, okay. So she's being... Is she having a flashback? Is she seeing someone else's past? Like, I have no idea what's going on. But kill has come up on the screen, so that's always a good sign. Kill the witch. Okay, so no, not a good sign. But what we get it. We get the message. Well, protesting you're not a witch at this point is a little bit late. And red. I woke up screaming. Where am I? It was pitch black. Not really. This is kind of bright, really. All was quiet except for the sounds of my heavy breathing. She's now got one red eye. We know what that means. No one's found out yet. What? I'm different. I'm Jed. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't know why I'm arguing at all. Oh, here we go. We get the badass intro scene. I love like visual novel intro scenes. They're always so damn cool. Stories for children. Okay. That font really does not lend itself well to being able to be read as quickly as it flashed off the screen. But Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk is a fantastic name for a game. It really is. Like, I can't get over how good a name of a game that is. Oh, so Jed and I are voiced by the same person as well. There's already some beautiful, beautiful anime boys in this game. I'm going to have to look this song up on YouTube afterwards because it already sounds very good from here. And I love how in visual novel cutscenes, for some strange reason, it gives you the name of the game like 4 or 5 times. And I really like that. It kind of forces it all to cycle around every time, which I like. Sorry, this studio is very warm. Oh, I need this. I was drifting off again. My eyes had been closed since I woke up, but my body refused to fall back asleep. I stayed in a state of drowsiness the entire time I lay in bed. What dream was I having? I couldn't remember. I knew for certain that it was a bad dream since my eye was still burning. I sensed also that morning was approaching. Was the sun already rising? I better get up soon. The thought came and went, but my body refused to move. It weighed heavily on my bed with a desire to sleep. What should I do? It's almost time for work, but... Oh. I felt something touch my eye, something that was cold and fleeting, like the snow. The smouldering heat in my right eye was dissipating. I always loved this feeling. No, it doesn't feel good at all. My mind awakened as anger began to rise from within. I opened my eyes and a man's face, one that I was terribly familiar with, came into view. Good morning, master. He's not at all creepy. I spoke to him without trying to hide my bad mood, and yet the man looked at me with joy. Good morning, you've woken up quite late today. I had a bad dream thanks to a certain someone. Is he implying that, like, this guy gave him bad dream? I mean, I can see why, but, like... Oh, he kissed him on the eye. I don't know whether that's weird or not. Okay. A kiss on the eye for good luck. I can accept this. This is perfectly normal. Please do that only when I'm awake. Yep. I can do so whenever I please as long as you're awake. He is genuinely creepy. I said no such thing. Yes, that's true. He has a point. You could be a bit more considerate on this. We're both men here. There's nothing shameful about it. I agree, but his knowing expression was all the more troubling. This man was Ashen Hawk. Okay, we got to the point on that one quickly, did we not? Those general idiocy might deceive. He was the overlord of this tower. After a series of unforeseen events, we found ourselves living together in this tower, secluded from the rest of the town. He had been here since before I arrived, but I still didn't know quite who he was. The reason was that Ashen Hawk himself didn't have any memories to share. His residency in the tower was a mystery to him as well. But we made an agreement when I started living here that he would be my master. And I regretted that promise now. The room around us was filled with a sunlight stronger than usual. It seemed he was correct that I overslept. There's no time to waste. I need to go to work. Yes, it's so nice that you enjoy working. Good luck to you. I also need to make a living for a certain somebody. Even more wonderful, your loyalty to your master is deserving of praise. I said I have no time to waste. I need to get changed, so can you get out? Then what about my breakfast? He's a man of dedication to his morals, I think. Cold bread's not too bad. Isn't cold bread just bread, though? He's complaining about eating bread. He would keep talking if I let him, so I kicked him out of my bed so I could get changed. We've all done that. I really have to make sure I wake up earlier than him starting tomorrow. No, you won't. Why would you light a fire in this weather? I made preparations to leave and headed towards the entrance. At this rate, I knew I was going to be late for work. I needed to leave the tower before being caught again. As if he were just waiting for me to think that, Ashen Hawk called out to me with a hunk of cold bread in his hand. Hold on, there's something I forgot to tell you. I thought about ignoring him, but his tone of voice sounded serious. You will have a wonderful encounter today. How do you know? Oh, didn't I tell you? I'm actually a fortune teller. Okay. Everything up to this point I've been able to accept, so I don't see why I can't accept that too. Didn't you say the other day you were a wizard? Let's just say I'm a great wizard that delves into both sorcery and star divination alike. Whether he was a wizard or a fortune teller, the only thing I knew with certainty was that this fortune was unreliable. Well, thanks, I'll be going now. Okay, yeah, that seems a justifiable response. I need to find a way to soften this bread. Water! Although I wouldn't recommend that. Oh wow, it's snowing. That's why they lit the fire. I took a step outside the tower and looked up at the sky. Snow, really? Really? Didn't know why I thought today would be different. There had never been a day in this town that didn't snow. That's weird. At the very least, not since I started paying attention. Oh, the crunching of snow. I miss the crunching of snow. We never really get it in Britain, so I can't help but love it when it happens. So he's just walking to work. To be fair, this game does look set like before Cars. Oh, okay, so they live in a tower that's in the deepest, darkest part of the forest that surrounds a town. Not great for, commuting, I don't think. I really should be reading this out rather than reading it. Oh, he's thinking about laying a trap to catch meat. Why not? The town beyond the forest was once a prosperous, well-connected hub within the region, but over time it became a shell of what it used to be. There were 4 bridges, one each to the north, south, east and west. In the olden days, many people came through here. They were the only paths going in and out of town, but were now quiet and unused. Everyone in this secluded town lived their own secluded lives. That was my observation. The town is getting closer. The long travel time seemed to pass quickly when I was deep in thought. Well, time to get to work. You've been saying that for ages. I love his design for some reason as well. Hello, I'm here with your delivery. Oh, he's a delivery boy, essentially. My work was taking on small, quick jobs around town. If I had to call myself anything, I guess it would be a jack of all trades. Simply put, I was a handyman. Okay. I deliver goods, help people find lost things. Sorry, yawning so much. And though I wasn't good at it, I did physical labour as well. Thankfully, business was good enough that I didn't starve. I already had a number of jobs lined up for the day. Did you hear it happened again? Okay, here's the mystery part. What happened? Just as I thought, or rather as expected, more prattling to listen to. In my experience, women of this age love to talk. They struck up conversation with me regardless of my circumstances. They're customers, so I can't just reject them outright. If my reputation was sullied, I'd get less work, and that was the downside of doing what I did. It was, a murder mystery. Ooh, I like a good murder mystery. Didn't you know? I don't really pay attention to rumours. Sensible man. Oh, that's bad. You're still young after all. What difference does that make? I didn't see what was so bad about it, but hearing about a murder did interest me somewhat. Murder? What went on with my pronunciation then? Forgive me, but have there been numerous victims? Since the beginning of this year? Wow, that's new. How many were there? Lots of them. Okay, she is absolutely no help to me. It's all the doing of the Black Shadow. The Black Shadow. All of a sudden, it sounded like a fairy tale. My interest in the subject began to wane. Did you hear about what happened this morning at the warehouse district in the East Canal? A man was found lying on the ground, stabbed in the chest. That's scary. Oh my god. I agree. All of those workers being attacked. My husband thinks it's the doing of the witch. What? He's getting really scared. The witch? No way. Who knows, with the festival around the corner, I wouldn't be surprised if the witch was getting restless. In that case, that's pretty cute of the witch. What? No, I don't like this one bit. I feel we'll be cursed if we keep talking about her. Well, I need to be going now. Thank you for that interesting tidbit. Okay. That was an exposition dump if you ever needed one. It was best to cut the conversation short and leave when I could. I began wary whenever I heard about witches, especially the rumours that couldn't possibly be true. I knew that better than anyone. Afterwards, I managed to get some cleaning done, deliver a few goods, talk to another old lady and dispose of some trash. I got through all my jobs more quickly than I thought. I nearly overslept this morning, but I actually ended up having more free time. How weird. I wandered around town aimlessly and saw that it was a little more active than usual. That's going to be people complaining and saying about the witch. I bet you. And I love how, it's just busier than usual, and then it pans around this empty area. The customer earlier mentioned the festival. It was a masquerade we held once a year. No wonder everyone seems excited. I had never taken part in the festival myself, just observed from afar each time. I guess I'll be with the Tower Overlord again this year. It's not all bad, seems it's pretty calm out in the forest. Master always sulks when he doesn't have his wine. I wonder if he'd be able to tell if I got him the cheap kind. Probably not. I walked around absent-mindedly and didn't notice the small silhouette charging toward me at full speed. Whoa! Or wow! To go with the Crash Bandicoot one. Oh, okay, he's blonde. And he has a bunny printed on his jacket. And a ponytail. I wasn't the one at fault here, but before I could say anything, the boy had already run away. I was a bit dumbfounded, but it didn't really matter anyway. He's a thief, of course he is. I spun round and started running after the boy. As slow as you you can't catch me. I do see his point, you should probably give up. A chase ensued between me and the little thieving boy. Damn, you're quick. He called me slow, but we were running at about the same speed. He took advantage of his small stature to slip through narrow alleyways, or alleys. Whenever I got close, his golden hair danced, teasing me as he made another dash into a narrow alleyway. The distance between us remained the same. I chased him for over an hour, and in the end... Over an hour? That is a long time to be chasing someone. Which way did he go? It appeared that I'd lost him. Alright, I'll catch him next time. Okay. I was exhausted from running at full speed for so long, even more so because it was a wasted effort. I dragged my tired body back to the main street. Such a young kid, and already a thief. It'll be too late for him if he gets into any real trouble. Yeah, but people have got to make their own choices, Jed. That's the whole point. I better get to my next job quick. Are you okay? Your knees are shaky. I'm fine, I'm just a bit tired. Oh. Oh wow, hello. You say that, but you look terrible, Jed. That's polite. The person who called to me was someone I knew well. And because we were so close, I wish he hadn't seen me like this. Hey Lavin. It's been a while, so what happened to you? He was a head taller than me and his voice rumbled in a worried, scolding way. I was chasing a thief, but he got away. That's odd. I didn't think you'd lose to some thief. Don't tell me you haven't been eating well. I have. So you don't have to worry. Yeah, that makes sense. Then what did you eat this morning? I didn't eat anything. That thought almost slipped out. But Lavin saw right through me. And you say you've been eating well. Sorry. Why are you apologising? Ugh. He looks happy though. His name was Lavin. We lived together until I moved into the tower, meaning until 4 years ago we were roommates. Not that we were living together exactly. What? The circumstances were a bit special. What? Like, please explain more rather than just tailing off at the end of each, like, important point. Hey, are you listening? Yeah, I am. I was lost in thought and just responded without thinking. Then it's set. I'll tell Mother the news. What's set? What's going on? I knew you weren't listening. He gave me a slight glare. I thought I'd been doing well since I started living on my own, but I became so helpless in front of Lavin. He always treated me like a little brother, even to this day. It was a little embarrassing. Okay. You're eating dinner with us tonight. We're feeding you something worthwhile. So that was what was happening. Yep. But don't even think about it. You're like family to us. You never visit, so Mother's been sad about it. It's not that I don't want to or anything. It's Francisca doing the cooking. Francisca? The ingredients are fine. Don't want you to have her cooking. You know, just like don't you want to have her cooking? You know, just like the good old days. What? Sure, I suppose. Francisca's skills in cooking would be explained later. Stop leaving cliffhangers, just tell me! So I'll be off now. I doubt you'll do so, but don't run away. Why would he run? I wouldn't do that. I don't want to make Francisca sad. I thought so. Then we'll meet at Wolf Manor. That's a climactic name for a building. We were about to part ways when we heard some commotion coming from nearby. What could it be? I see a crowd forming over there. Oh, again. I'll go and stop them. Oh, he has a sword. Wait, I'm going too. He had a sword. A bloody great big sword. Please, wait. I'll pay my taxes later, I swear. If you take that from me now, I'll starve. The deadline's already passed. Oh, hello. Please, I beg of you. Damn you, don't touch Master Lugus. Okay, so he's Lugus. Army of the Hawk. Is that to do with the Ashen Hawk? Excuse me, Master Lucas, are you hurt? It's not a problem. Next time you deal with these issues yourselves. Yes, sir. He's important, but I have a feeling the Ashen Hawk has something to do with this, like the weird creepy guy back in the tower. Is that a tower I can see in the distance, maybe? Or is that a church? A circle was forming around the source of the commotion. Their voices cut through the crowd easily. I could hear what was going on, even from the outside. These kinds of things occurred on a daily basis. Fair enough. The son of the Hawk. Such a ruthless heir, no mercy as usual. The Hawk clan. The familiar name was being whispered by the people around me. The clan of the wolf and the clan of the hawk. These two forces controlled the town. So Lugus is here. Seems like it. At the centre of the commotion was Lugus. He was the son and heir to the Hawk clan. The wolves would never handle things like this. I glanced over at Levan next to me. He was glaring at Lugus as we waited to see how the situation unfolded. Levan was the heir to the clan of the wolf. Oh, okay. So he's important as well. Okay, I've got it. He was around the same age as Lugus, but their personalities were completely opposite to each other. The clan of the wolf sought harmony with the townspeople. The clan of the hawk ruled with an iron fist. How the hell do they reconcile that to run a town? And in turn, each of the heirs seemed to embody the ruling methods of their respective clans. Okay. The manner of this excessive force will only build up resentment among his people. He has a point. What do you want to do? There's no point in exacerbating the matter. He's pulling out. Sorry, that's really immature of me. So I'll just wait here and see. Then what about the man? I'll speak with him later. I'm sure I can introduce him to some work in town. I felt bad about leaving the man alone, but Levan was right. It was a calm and collected decision by the heir of the wolf clan. Do you think that's cold of me? No, I don't think so. Oh, I have no... weren't given a choice then. My voice came through unsteadily, knowing that he saw right through me. Well then, let's get out of here for now. It'll be a pain if he finds out I'm here. I nodded and went to follow him out of the area, but just before we left... The Hawk Lord's own son, a common bully. Seems like your clan has a lot of free time on its wings. I heard another familiar voice while we were trying to lay low. Say, isn't that... It's Levi, that idiot. I was praying that I only misheard, but it seems it wasn't meant to be. I couldn't see him from where I was, but it was Levan's little brother. This other son of the Wolf Lord descended upon the crowd. The crowd cheered as he approached. It seemed most of the crowd belonged to the wolf's side, or perhaps they were excited that someone arrived to help the victim. What do you want to do? I asked the same question again. I'm stopping him. Hey, let me through. Levan pushed through the crowd and I followed after him. If it isn't one of the wolf cubs, what do you want? He's got pink hair. I'm asking you if it's fun bullying townspeople. I'm only collecting taxes, as is my right. You should blame the citizen who couldn't fulfill his duty. There's a better way to do this. Paying heed to every single person's circumstances is harmful to the whole. You know, Lucas does actually have a point. I mean, I don't want to side with him too much because he is acting like a bit of an arse, but he does have a point. Does your tiny little head not even understand that? We couldn't get through the crowd as easily as I thought. With what I was hearing, the situation didn't have much time to spare. Lucas may be calm, but Levi was about to explode in a fit of rage. Get off your high horse. I've always hated that about you. Your short-sightedness, too, never changes. I can tell you haven't grown much since you were a little child. Oh? Then you'll want to see if I've really grown up. Immediately relying on your sword just proves your immaturity. The weakest dog barks loudest, as they say. Damn you. I don't know why you're criticising him too much. He really does have you, like, sussed, and he really does have a good point that you're a complete idiot. If you intend to draw your sword, I'll respond in kind. Oh god, come on, Jed. I finally managed to stick my head out of the crowd. This was bad. Both of their hands were reaching for their hilts. At this rate... That's enough. Both of you. Release your swords. Levan had gotten through the crowd first and was now standing before the two. Oh, okay, so Levan and then you're here too. I thought they both called Levan because the picture came up. Engaging in a personal duel in public, you had better give more consideration to your position. I am only collecting what is due to me, and it was your brother who tried to draw first. True enough. Hey Levi. What, are you trying to say it's my fault? Just be quiet and fall back. Tisk. Or Tusk. Or however you want to pronounce that. But Tisk, nonetheless. From Levi. And he leaves. I arrived a few minutes after Levan. By the time I got through the crowd, the situation had cooled down. Japanese voice. Hold on a moment, then it would only be proper for you to bow your head in apology before you go. A stray dog like you shouldn't go unpunished for such disrespect. Ugh. Despite her cute appearance, she was known for having a sharp tongue. Yep. That was Lucas's younger sister T. She's here too? T, stand back. He has a point. Talking about stray dogs again? Why not? Oh, right. It's the only way to be sure he doesn't bite anymore, brother. Seriously, will you shut up? You're just a noisy little chick that follows after your brother. But she's so cute, though. Look at her. Who are you calling a chick? I'm a Falk. Or Falca. From the proud Hawk clan. The girl stood tall and glared. The way she spoke and acted was akin to that of a queen. Being that she's the daughter of a lord, it's not so far off. Not too far off. Lugas, have her stand down. I thought you were the ones to retreat. Do you mean to provoke something now? T has a point. If you two bow, then this commotion shall end well. We have no reason to yield that far. The calm atmosphere was starting to stir again. Lugas of the Hawks and Levan of the Wolves. It seemed that neither of them intended to back down. Is a sword fight going to break out? The other youngsters will join in and start killing each other. The holes in the shot from the last fight haven't been fixed yet. Okay. The people around us all looked worried, and it seemed likely that a scuffle would occur. Levi aside, if the heirs Levan and Ludus fought each other, it would become a huge problem. Everyone looked scared. Despite how common fights were in this town, they were still afraid of what could happen or would happen. That's right, nobody wants to get hurt or be killed. All of you, just calm down. Wow, in all fairness, I've just realised, like, I haven't been given a single dialogue option yet. The story's literally just gone on and on and on of its own accord. But I don't know what my character has to do with anything. I mean, he clearly knows the Hawks more than wolves more than he knows the Hawks. That's what I've got garnered so far. Oh, he gave a disgusted tone as well. It's not going to go down well. I walked towards the four who were causing the commotion. A commoner. God, what a bitch. I'm telling you this because I am a commoner. I could tell that everyone's eyes were fixed upon me. I hated standing out like this, but it would be worse to leave things as they were. Have you no shame? Your families exist to protect this town. Why would you cause everyone to worry? They refused to look at me and continued glaring at each other. The tension was palpable and I could feel myself breaking into a cold sweat. After what seemed like an eternity of silence. You may be right. From Levan, the sensible one. It was Levan who spoke first. He let go of his sword and stood back to his full height. And what about you? Don't tell me you're going to attack a defenseless man in front of this huge crowd. Ooh, don't dare him. Also, I love the prints in their hair. It's just that would just be an impossible thing to have in real life. Lucas kept the same expression on his face as he let go of his sword. What, that expression? The one he's got right now? That's not a good expression. It turned out alright. Mostly, I wouldn't say like massively, but it's definitely turned out okay. I breathed an internal sigh of relief. I could hear the hushed murmurs of the crowd vanishing. No, relaxing. Aren't you... I could tell he's looking at me as if wanting to say something, but Lucas and I weren't acquainted with each other. If he decided to antagonise me, it would negatively affect my work prospects in the future. Wow, he's... Priorities, mate. Seriously. I quickly looked down and tried to move away. Are you done with this asinine squabble? It was a mumbling sort of voice, and yet everyone in the entire area froze. Naturally, we all turned to look at the source. A middle-aged man in black stood with his attendants. His glare was as sharp as a hawk's. So he is to do with the hawks then, I'm assuming. The Black Shadow. Yes, I'm assuming your father. Everyone in this town knew him and feared him. He was Olgar, the lord of the Hawk clan. The heirs who had been arguing, even the crowd surrounding us, all fell silent. Our voices were being suppressed by Olgar's presence alone. Haku, you called me here for this trifling matter. I beg your pardon, master. It seems I have overstepped my bounds. Yeah. No matter. You, there, yes, boy. Okay. He was obviously looking at me. I'd better respond. I finally pushed the air out of my lungs to utter that sound. What is your name? Jed. Jed seems like a really anticlimactic name considering, like, everything that he's doing. That is a much more sinister portrait than the other one. The other one looks grandiose and sort of like badass. That one looks just downright damn sinister. And that looks cool as well. He neither nodded nor responded in another way. Argyle simply turned around and began to walk away. T, let's go. Why are they so, like, brilliant white and creams everywhere and, like, their father is just pure black? Elgar glanced at me once before leaving, while Lucas and T ran after him. In the following moments, the crowd gathering gradually dispersed. After all that, my legs gave way and I slowly sank to the ground. It felt like all the strength of my body left me with that short conversation. What was that? I hope I can still work tomorrow. Can you stand? They look related. If you look at him in the bottom right and you look at him in the middle, they look related to me. I might be wrong, but they do look related. I felt weak all of a sudden. I took the hand Levan offered to me and forced myself to stand. It was okay. I was fine, I thought. I thought? That old man's as scary as always, but you're overreacting, Jed. They do not look like brothers. You started all of this. I hope you learned your lesson. Well, yeah, I know it was wrong. I've seen the Hawk Lord from afar lots of times, but this is the first time he's called out to me. Even though he and Francisca are both clan leaders, they're so different. Of course, Mother and that monster are far from similar. Then again, Mother has her own issues as well. Right, well, Francisca is Francisca. Yes. Oh, that's cute. That little wolf statue and the garlands and everything. I was suddenly enveloped in a tight embrace. Since I was finished working, I made a late visit to Wolf Manor. God, Francisca, I can't breathe. Oh, she does look motherly. Are you okay? Were you hurt? I heard you were involved in that scuffle today and I was worried sick. I wasn't involved so closely that I'd get injured. How did she hear about it? Her sons, of course. God, what a dense question. As a matter of fact, I hadn't been injured until that moment. The hold she had on me was cracking my spine. Really, I'm fine, let me go. You and Levi are always worrying me so. If anything happened to you, I don't know what I'd do. She clamped onto me even tighter. The air was beginning to escape my lungs. Wow, look at you. Levi, help. I just got hit with the same thing earlier. It's your turn now. That's a cute picture. I also exaggerated a bit to Mother about you. This is your fault. All that shaking camera. Did my character just pass out? Yes. I didn't know how long it was that she hugged me. Just as I was about to lose consciousness, Levan saved me. I managed to recover enough to join them for dinner. My God, he got hugged until he passed out. I'm sorry, Jed. I was just so afraid. Don't worry, I know you're always worried about me, Francisca. But how could you get involved in such an incident? Her cheerful demeanour from before changed into a sombre one, fitting of the lady of the Wolf clan. We should all be able to get along. That's a little bit... That is a little bit optimistic, I think. Whether your allegiance is to the wolf or the hawk does not matter. Once again, a bit optimistic, I think. I'm sure deep down Francisca was aware that such words are unfitting of the lady of the clan. But from the bottom of her heart, she only wished for harmony among the townspeople. Now that is a noble thing to want. Wanting harmony between the two clans, clearly that's not going to really happen. But wanting harmony amongst the townspeople, now that's a possibility. That wish might as well be a fantasy. I disagree. You should tell that to the one who actually picked the fight with them. Quit it already, snitch. His hair must be dyed. Like, facially, he looks so similar to his brother, but, like, his hair is, like, pale pink. So it must be, must be dyed. Is that right, Levi? I didn't pick a fight with anyone. The heavy atmosphere changed in an instant. This was just what families did. I watched the exchange among them with a twinge of envy. But you must be related to them! This was the manor of the Wolf clan. This was the home where Levan, Levi and their mother Francisca lived. I was raised in this house from the time I was a baby until I moved into the tower. Although it was the manor of the Lord and Lady, the building wasn't necessarily luxurious. It was kept clean and tidy, but there was something old and nostalgic about it. After getting so used to the lonely life in the tower, coming back here gave me a sense of warmth and relief and warmth. That scared me. I thought Mother would get into one of her lectures again. Levi, I think you need a proper scolding. Oh, are you sure you want to say that to me? You're going to regret what you just said soon enough. What's that supposed to mean? Genuinely, what's that supposed to mean? There's one more thing I'd like to apologise about. Alright. I was going to cook something for you today, Jed, but something just came up. Okay. Thank you, Levi. See? Well done, you two. I was prepared to be on the receiving end of that again. Francisca hasn't been cooking recently. Only on special occasions like our birthdays and such. She's quite a busy woman. Okay. Why did you invite me over for dinner then if you knew that? But now I get so depressed on my birthdays. You're lucky to have your mother celebrate it with you. Oh, he's an orphan. You may say that, but oh right, you never disliked mother's cooking. You always ate Levi's share too. While Levan held back tears, forcing himself to finish it. It's not that I found it particularly tasty or anything. It was just bad enough that I could still eat it. Okay, that doesn't make sense, does it? Surely it should be that it was just good enough that I could still eat. Whatever. What are you talking about? Nothing. You sneaky boy, so secretive, just leaving mother out of the loop. We didn't mean to be like that. I'm joking, don't worry. I'm glad to see that none of you have changed. Now then, let's eat. Oh, I like that piece of art, that's nice. The table was covered in a large spread of various dishes. There were charred buns. Charred buns? Where are the charred buns? Oh, that's in the little dish. Warm soup with melted cream floated on top. And on a large plate, herb roasted chicken with a block of cheese partially softened on the side. That last bit sounds really nice. And you look really young in comparison to the others. As in, like, the player character looks really young in comparison to the other ones. I wasn't certain how it's supposed to work, but I thought courses like these were supposed to come out one at a time. But in this household, the food always came out at once. After being so used to a plain diet as of late, the sight was almost too much for me to take in. Drinking works as well. I found myself wondering how many days worth of food I could eat at the tower with what it cost to make a single dish here. You look pretty happy. From Levi, bless him. That's not true. Are you sure you're living well? I said I'm fine, really. Speaking of which, I've never been to your place. What about you, Levan? I haven't either. I should pay you a visit sometime. I'll send out an invitation eventually. He has no intention of doing that. One look at that desolate tower, and who knew what Levan would say to me? Not only that, but if he found out I was living with that unscrupulous man. I tried my best to laugh it off in the meantime. The meal we shared together was just as I remembered it. Levi would start up a strange conversation topic, and Levan I would respond or try to ignore it. Francisca was of few words as she watched over us. This was what we did every day until 4 years ago. Jeez. All that's left is dessert. I'll have it brought over now. Francisca rang the bell at her side to call over a servant. Are you okay, Jed? You look like you're in pain. That's not exactly it. I haven't eaten like this in such a long time. My stomach is... I know, it's been such a long time. No, what I mean is... No excuses. If that's the case, then you better finish it all. I did my very best to make this dessert. I didn't have much time, so I don't know how it turned out. That's weird. My apologies, I have work to do, so I'll excuse myself. Hey, I think it's time for me to go on patrol. Sorry, Jed, see you later. You're leaving me with your mother! Before I could protest, both of them had disappeared from the room. Do you think you can eat for 3? Yeah, okay, they abandoned me. I wouldn't feel particularly well or good about it, but I could probably eat for 3. Dot dot dot. My stomach hurt in more than one way. 3 portions of half-baked flour filled my stomach. It was vaguely salty and was probably supposed to be cake. Francisca looked at me with eyes full of expectation. Every time I took another bite, Francisca gave me a huge smile. I felt so happy about it that I forced myself to finish. 3 desserts? 3 must have been far too much. It would have been right if you had left some. I can't do that. I don't want to waste anything you've made, Francisca. Acting tough was the only thing I could do. It was true I didn't want it to go to waste, despite its taste. You're too kind, Jed, but eating this would be tough even for a boy. And yet you're always... If she really thought that, she would not have made me eat so much. He does have a point. That's cute. Come over here, let me comb your hair for you since it's been so long. And also his hair is so long. She beckoned me over, but I hesitated. I didn't know who could be watching. But Francisca had a gentle smile on her face as she turned to me. I was so vulnerable to that expression of hers. Yes, please. I pulled the chair over to sit next to Francisca. Francisca took out a brush and started combing my hair. That tickles. Now, don't move. Her voice was suddenly stern. I figured it would be best to stay still for now. Francisca ever so carefully brushed my short hair. It's not that short. I'm sorry. Don't worry, I ate all of it because I wanted to. No, it's not that. It's just chasing you out of this home. It's for chasing you out of this. What did you do? Francisca stopped brushing my hair. The warm atmosphere suddenly turned uncomfortable. I forced myself to speak in a cheerful tone. No, it's not your fault, Francisca. I'm not from this family in the first place. Jed. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to belittle you. You took me in whilst I was still a baby, and when I had nowhere else to go. I'm grateful that you even kept me here. Please don't say that. You are a family to me. That will never change no matter what happens. Thank you. Francisca stood up and peered into my face. She gently held her hand against my cheek. The sweet smell of powder tickled my nose. She's beautiful, unlike me. I couldn't help but think that thought. Your eye is a little red. It's because you scolded me. Is that so? I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I'm just joking. My eye won't turn red just because I was told to. Just because... My eye won't turn red just because I was told to. If anything, I'm happy you scolded me. What? Francisca's eyes seemed to drift in sadness. The one with a red eye will bring calamity to the town. My right eye turned red when I got excited, or when my emotions were heightened. Having a red eye had been considered an omen in this town since olden times. The witch's curse, said to bring ruin and calamity to the town. It's nothing but a legend. You say that. But even children know about it. Well, that's the point of a legend. That's the reason why. Someone with red eyes shouldn't be allowed inside Wolf Manor. I keep telling you the same thing, but you're free to be yourself when we're together, you know? I'm used to talking like a man, if that's what you mean. I wonder what Lavan and Levi would do if they found out. I think they'd protect me, because they're both kind. That is a logical end result for that. But at the same time, it would cause them unnecessary trouble. The relationship between the two clans was a state of tentative peace. My existence could be the cause of a large conflict, I suppose, and those two would despise me for chasing you out. That's not true. If my eye wasn't red, or if there were no quarrels between the wolf and the hawk, I wouldn't have caused so much trouble for her either. Her? Are you sure you don't want to stay the night. It's quite late and the fog is getting thicker. We would continue chatting for a while, but I still needed to return. After nightfall, a dense fog completely covered the town, and late into the night no one could be seen outside. Well, that's not good. It's alright, I'm used to it, and I have work tomorrow. I see. Thank you for today. Is it alright if I come to visit again? You are welcome here anytime. This is your home. With my eye, it was obvious that I shouldn't be allowed near the people of this household. I knew I was dependent on them. I let myself believe it should be alright once in a while. Is that... No, it's not chapter end. I was going to say, chapter end would be a perfect time to finish. It's starting to snow. I better hurry. It seemed to take longer than usual to cross the town and arrive at the forest. I tried not to think about anything while I made my way quickly back to the tower. Give it back. Let go. Oh God, what's happening? I said, shut up, you damn brat. Oh no, someone's being threatened. And an animal's making noises. Is that dirty rabbit that important to you? A loud noise startled me out of the silence of the night. It was the sound of a fight breaking out. It was rare for people to be out here at this hour. Was that the voice of a child? I think I've heard it somewhere before. Oh, it's the same child! Let go of Rabbit. You still have other people's things, but you don't like it when your stuff gets lifted. I wouldn't take this dirty rabbit even if you gave it to me. Then, it'll feed me for a little while. I'll skin it alive and roast it. Oh, but it's such a cute... Don't hurt the rabbit, it's so cute! I mean, look at it. Don't harm the rabbit. Rabbit isn't food. Debatable. This little hoodlum needs to be taught a lesson. But your name is Hoodlum. I'm sure you'll learn to treat others with respect once your precious little rabbit gets eaten. Damn you. Point. What are you doing? You want to get in my way? That depends. I'm teaching this thieving brat a lesson. You don't get to have a say in this. Thieving? Oh, you're that kid from earlier this afternoon. You're that slow dude. Yes, I'm not slow. For a brief moment I thought about not helping him, but that would be immature. Now, I'd say helping him is just foolish at this point. This boy was, without a doubt, the thief that got away from me earlier today. The man, on the other hand, was grabbing what appeared to be the boy's pet rabbit by the ears. I could tell what kind of man he was simply from the way he was holding it. If your purpose is just disciplining a child, that's enough. Why not give it back to him? Oh, don't harm the rabbit! You don't get to tell me what to do. Point. He does have a point. Geez, this town sure has more hoodlums nowadays. Hoodlums. Go ahead and try and take it back. A weakling like you probably couldn't do much anyway. Then, don't mind if I do. I slowly reached for the sword on my hip. It wasn't something to be used carelessly, but surely it would be fine against someone like him. You want to fight? You got some guts? The man reached for his weapon and I tapped him on the forehead with the sword still in its sheath. If it were drawn, you would be dead. If you wish to continue, I can draw my sword this time. Damn you, you won't live to regret this. I get what he means, but that's not what you say. I saved the rabbit. I'm the best. The man flung the rabbit into the air before running away. The boy jumped to catch it and ran into a tree. I'm fine, it doesn't hurt at all. What? Did you steal from that man? If so, you deserved it. It's his fault for being open to be stolen. Sorry, was that a really adult voice that just came out of that kid? You don't get to say that. If it weren't for me, that rabbit would have been killed. Yeah, it's a really adult voice. I wouldn't have let him. He tried his best to look tough with the rabbit in his arms. Though his personality might be twisted, he did seem to act his age. Nevertheless, he was still a thief. I couldn't just let him go. For starters, come with me. My home's closer to here than the town. Why do I have to listen to you? You don't get to complain right now. Here's a point. I pointed the tip of my sword close to his face. Though it seemed immature of me, a slight threat would teach him a lesson. Stop. You think it's okay to point that thing at people? I'll stop if you do as I say. Why are you this strong? You were slow earlier today. Slow? Strength? It works. Like I said, I'm not slow, and my knowledge of the sword is just one of my skills. I trained with Levan and Levi ever since we were kids. Not to sound conceited, but I knew I was at least above average. Oh yeah? What's your name? Oh yeah, what's your name? Aren't you supposed to introduce yourself first before asking others? You cheeky little... I hid that thought behind a calm, mature expression. You're right about that. I'm Jed. Now it's your turn. Elric. Alright, Elric, let's go. What are you going to do to me? I'll keep you at my place for tonight, and in the morning, we'll see. Let's see, rather. I guess I should drop you off at the church? Why the church? And that explains why... Sorry, I've just noticed, because he's got the bunny. It now makes sense he's got a bunny on his jacket. I didn't really have any particular reason. I didn't want to turn him in to the authorities since he was only a child. I thought that the church would be the most appropriate thing. Logical? What's wrong with the church? Nothing, but... what? Well, we'll do that in the morning. Come on, hurry. We're going to need to get going. We need to get going before the fog thickens. Chapter end? Oh my god. Welcome to my home. It's unnecessarily big, so you're welcome to sleep wherever you want. Elric and Rabbit looked around curiously at the tower. Both of them turned their heads in the exact same way, so it looked like they were family. Like a parent and child? No, more like siblings. You live here all by yourself? No. The Overlord is here too. Speaking of which, he's not here today. What? My master is a phantom that lives in this tower. Ghosts don't exist. That's stupid. I thought he'd get at least a little scared, but he wasn't childish in that regard, though it seemed to have an effect on the rabbit. But thanks. What? For helping me, okay. Don't worry about it. Anyway, we need to get some sleep. I'll take you to the church first thing in the morning. That's a cute bow. He made an obviously unhappy face when I mentioned the church. I could ask about it tomorrow. Perhaps Elric and the rabbit were still restless. They kept going in and out of the tower. Now's my chance. Your chance for what? While they were outside, I quietly went into my own room. But it was only a section of the living room that was divided by a curtain. I figured I should keep watch over him, but after what happened, I doubted he would go into the forest again at night. In either case, I really wanted to change my clothes immediately. This really hurts. I'm about to vomit. What hurts? What is he talking about? I made it so that a sound will go off when the curtain is opened, but I should be extra careful. I closed the curtain tightly before loosening my collar and buttons. Usually that little fight would be nothing to me, but the circumstances were different today. It had been a long time since I'd had a proper meal, not to mention 3 plates of Francisca's special cake. My god, there's so many, like, potentially dirty puns in this. These clothes are tight to begin with, and I had to bind these. I took off my clothes and reached for my pyjamas. So you weren't really a slow dude, but a slow girl. Huh? I turned around to see Elric there. What? How? He opened the door without me noticing? It's easy for me to sneak around without making a sound. Well, he is a thief. And he's... Oh, look at that bunny! For some reason, the rabbit was holding its head up proudly. Why was it so boastful? No, that wasn't the main problem here. This is... He saw and he found out that I'm a woman. Only Francisca and the Ashen Hawk knew my secret, and now this boy I just met. You're so careless. You need to get better at that. I don't mind personally, but aren't you embarrassed about being in your undies? I quickly pulled the sheets from my bed to wrap around my body. That's what this still image is. Please don't tell anyone about this. Did you just try to order me around? You're just hearing things. So you'll be in trouble if I tell. I will, I really will. Uh-huh, that much, huh? He gave an evil grin. Oh no, I panicked and gave him information I shouldn't have. For a kid, he had such an evil smile. What should I do? I don't mind keeping quiet, but... You want to blackmail me? You just threatened me earlier. And why are you dressed like a man? I can't tell you. You sure? If you don't tell me why you're dressed like that, I might tell everyone, you know? I'd rather you do that than me explaining to you why I dress like this. Don't go and get serious all of a sudden. I'm kidding, I won't tell anyone. Are you sure? I'm sure. Thank you. It's nothing to thank me about. Come on, let's go. Elric left my room along with Rabbit. I wondered if he really wouldn't tell anyone. I looked down at my chest. Though conservative in size, it was pretty obvious. Having these doesn't help me at all. I let my guard down. Why did I change when a stranger was so close? If people found out I was a woman, they would be suspicious about why I lied about my gender. If that happened, it was called trouble to the people I was close to. It wasn't the red eye that was considered taboo. The fact that I was a woman was the biggest problem. Wow, that's a loaded sentence, isn't it? Are you going? Yes, thanks for everything. It's not your fault. You don't have to run out like this. There's no point in arguing about it. It's a fact that my eye is red. It will be too late if I find out. It will be too late if I find out that I'm a witch. But you're no witch. It's only your right eye that turns red. Yeah, unfortunately, I have no powers. Jed, I'm sorry. It's just a saying. The woman with red eyes is the mark of the witch, the one who will bring forth destruction. It's all a lie. Yeah. I'm sorry. If only I had more power, I would be able to protect you. Francisca, you've been plenty kind to me, but I can live on my own now. I don't think I can pretend to be a boy forever. Do you have a place to go? There are plenty of places to go outside of town. I'm sure I can find some place. I see. Don't be sad about it. It's not like we'll never see each other again. We live in the same town. Will you come back if you're ever in trouble? Yes. Oh, that's sweet. That's really sweet. Don't be shy. Do you understand? I know. Well, I'll see you later, Francisca. Flashback. It's been 4 years since then. I felt my eye burning through my eyelid. I imagined a scene I'd seen before, but couldn't remember the details. It could have all been just a dream. If people found out that I was a witch, all that would become a reality. It's better that I leave town before this happens, for Francisca and her family's sake too. I've been having those thoughts recently, but I couldn't seem to make up my mind. I was born and raised in this town, so it pains me to leave the people who have treated me so kindly. That was why I was still here. What should I do about Elric? It was a huge mistake that he found out I was a woman, and it would mean a lot of trouble if he spread that information around. He said he wouldn't tell anyone, but I didn't know if I could trust him. Then why the hell did you bring him back to your house? Maybe it's time to call it quits. I mumbled my thoughts aloud. I'll talk to Elric again tomorrow. I was panicking earlier, but I'm calmer now. I need to stop thinking. Too many things happened, and it's tired me out. Speaking of which, I don't hear anything. What are Elric and the rabbit doing? I looked around the living room and saw the two of them lying on the sofa together. When you look at him like this, he's cute and all. Oh, he has 2 moles under his eye. Geez, he looks so defenseless right now. No, I was the defenceless one that got caught off guard. When I remembered that, I started to loathe myself again. No, I shouldn't. I should just fall asleep and clear my head. I returned to my bed and closed my eyes. I'll leave what I can do tomorrow for tomorrow. Yeah. Procrastination. Oh, I'm gonna have to call it. So that was the first hour-ish of Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk. It's a pretty good game so far. I mean, it's got an interesting hook. Like all of the Amate games, Automate, games, it has an interesting hook. The review of this should be up either before this video or very close after this video. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. I will continue this in my own time. But that was the first hour-ish of Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk. It's been an absolute pleasure to host you all. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you soon. Jesus T. Christ, it is hot in here. Ugh. It's really hot in here. Like, distressingly hot. And these lights are really not helping me right now. Ugh. T-shirt's stuck to me as well.